Two marker, action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
This is Lex. Hello, guys.
I'm Justin at the Stir.
What's up, Justin? Dylan, what's going on, man? How y'all doing over there?
Chilling, man.
Awesome. Let's get right to it, guys. I mean, it's been a while since we had this many people in the movie talk show. It's been a while, man. Justin, you've been busy selling alcohol to the good people here during COVID and everything, getting them drunk at home. You know, I'm telling you, man, this is a good movie. Is this a good movie to get drunk to? I would say.
No, because you really got to pay attention to this movie. So, yeah.
All right, let's get right to it, guys. This film comes out by Zack Snyder himself after Justice League, after Zack Snyder's Justice League, making that great film. And now we go into this film, Army of the Dead, ladies and gentlemen, which comes out to be 2 hours and 28 minutes. And I'm going to ask everybody here. I mean, we can all answer at the same time. Did it feel like 2 hours and 28 minutes?
Not to me.
Nah, I don't think it did.
I think
no.
I think 2.5 hours is becoming the norm, so it's we're kind of into it now.
Yeah. I felt like it went by so quick. I was that's how much I was into it. I was just like, bro, this is a good movie, and we got to see a lot of Dave Bautista in here. Of course, we got to see a lot of him in here, trying to be like The Rock almost, just like this guy's, trying to come in. I'm just kidding. Oh man,
that's a statement. That's a statement.
Yeah,
he's the only one saying that.
But yeah, I mean, seeing Dave Bautista really, because I mean, the last movie I saw him in, I believe, was that spy movie, and it was like a comedy / like action. So that was very different, but I haven't seen him do a real drama in a long time. I would say, and like really seeing him in this role, I really did enjoy him in there. Like he was very serious at the right amount of times, and almost to a sense, you really feel for this character a lot. You feel for Scott. You feel for him so much because it's just like stuck in that situation, and then just where we find him at even after, and we get a little backstory here, but it doesn't really confuse us too much, which I like because I don't want too much backstory, but I want just a little bit enough just to get us into that film. Lex, did you like Dave Bautista in here, man?
Yeah, I did. Now that you mentioned it, like I can't remember the last like dramatic role that he's been in. I think the last I saw of him, not including like the Avengers movies and stuff like that, was in Stuber, and I think he was really good in that as well. He definitely knows how to bring the comedic role. He has really good comedic timing, and then I mean he's an action star, you know. But yeah, you're right. Like this did show us that Batista can handle himself, like when it comes to having multiple layers to his character and stuff like that. And in a world where there's it's like zombies and a heist, pretty much a combination of those things. Dave Bautista is not the first person that comes to mind to lead that movie, but exactly. I think he still did a really good job in interacting with the other characters.
Yeah, I mean, following this zombie outbreak in Vegas, just we see these mercenaries really into an ultimate gamble, so to speak, and they really go into here and they really like just try to pull this heist over. Justin, what you think of Dave Bautista in here, man? I mean, his role as a lead actor in this film,
dude. And honestly, like I've said it with my coworkers because they asked me about it too. Because they asked like in comparison to like since he's a wrestler or he was a wrestler, in comparison to him and The Rock. So I feel like like not just Dave Bautista alone, but like other people who have been in the WWE, they're very underrated actors. So they're already actors in general because WWE unfortunately is fake.
What?
Oh my lord!
What?
Oh my
god! What are you talking about?
I'm so sorry about that.
Me, damn it!
That's fake.
It's real to me, damn it!
You're speaking fake news.
But honestly, like Dave Bautista is an underrated actor. Like people, the majority of people are used to seeing him as Drax, in Avengers and everything, or pretty much in Marvel. But I feel like not just him, but there's other actors alone, for example, that are more than just a single role that they play. Like they can, this movie alone, I feel like he's stretched beyond his like normal comedic role. Like, it's honestly, he was pretty good in this movie. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I really did enjoy how the film really relied on him, because that was the major goal here. I was all like, okay, when they first introduced us this film, we were watching, I was all like, they're going to rely on him a lot. And I hope he succeeds. I hope he does that very well. Dylan, what do you think of Dave Bautista in here, man? Did you really enjoy him in this film?
I agree with Justin. Yeah, he's an underrated, underappreciated actor. Last serious role y'all were probably thinking of was Blade Runner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he had a small role. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Yeah, I forgot he was in Blade Runner.
He had a pretty small but heavy hitting role in Blade Runner, where he was a pretty serious character, and him and Gosling's characters had like a good and intense moment. So I kind of had not high, but higher than normal expectations. I don't think the average watcher is going to have high expectations for him, but I kind of did, and I will say he absolutely delivered for me. I was very pleased.
For sure. I remember him, just watching him with Evolution, just seeing him really in that whole cast with the Triple H, with Ric Flair. I mean, dude, seeing him the very first time, pretty much a baby, I would say he's not a baby, but his younger self. It just was really cool seeing him, and then actually come into the movie, the movie scene. And I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, Drax made him popular. It really, it made people really notice him a lot. And I guess, maybe in the long run, this is really going to show what the acting potential. Hopefully, he gets more acting roles after this movie when the whole world gets to see this film this coming Friday. So I'm real excited for that. That opening scene, we're not going to go too much into it, but the opening credits, oh my God, that was amazing.
Dude, Zack Snyder knows how to fucking open a movie.
Dude, I love that opening credits, bro.
Say what you say about whatever. He knows how to do an opening to a movie.
Yeah.
It's
dude, that was great.
It cut to the chase, but it truly gave us like an idea of this world I was building, like the how, when, and it was
or just
really
a sense into the world that we're going into, really, and we get a gist to where like exactly where this is taking place. We also get little hints, and we'll mention on our spoilers review, but little hints at certain things that are happening, what we're going through today, and we see that we see that really we're very relatable when it comes down to it, and I love that about it because it shows us exactly what we're still going through somewhat, and just I feel like Zack really touched home plate here. I feel like, and coming after all the what do you call all the, how do you say it, like all the trials that he went through with Warner Brothers and all that. It actually seems like he had fun making this movie, and I we read some EW interviews and everything, and to know that he actually went to Warner Brothers before Netflix, and Warner Brothers are like, oh, that's too much money to make for a zombie movie. I'm just like, I'm shocked. And this just shows, everyone's reporting the same thing. Warner Brothers is tight on certain things. And it's to what exactly, where Zack is, where's Zack going to be left at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's he going to go from now on? Because he's always been at Warner Brothers. But now it's just like, where's his home place going to be at,
And it's funny because like I was telling Dylan and like David and everybody else that we were watching the movie with, like how Zack Snyder had quoted on Twitter about this movie. It was like, there will be no need for a Snyder cut. This is everything that I want. I have free range in this movie. There is no need for anything else. Like, as soon as he said that, I was like, God, like, this is what I want. Because like me being like, going back to like zombie flicks, like you, Ryan, like I love myself some zombie films. And one of my favorite films is Dawn of the Dead. And who directed that? Who directed that movie? Zack Snyder,
brother. Zack.
Like, and honestly, like when he said, when it was announced that he was doing this movie, like I was really damn excited. Like, and honestly, it lived up to the hype. Like, honestly, like big time.
For sure. And just to see him and Deborah really come into this, the cinematography, the produce, see him really go into these roles and written by, and all that stuff, staying busy, which I do love because it just shows like how it shows how movies could really be filmed during quarantine, during COVID-19, all that stuff, how they could really progress and be like, hey, we need to work. We still need to make entertainment. People are stuck at home. This is our chance to make entertainment. And I love that he capitalized on that, because we capitalized that on Justice League and he capitalized on this. Because I wouldn't be surprised that he was editing this movie and Justice League at the same time, or or back to back.
Like, to piggyback off of what you said off of quarantine, and I was mentioning to Dylan, is that and it's funny because how parts of this was filmed in Vegas and the other parts were like green screen and everything, but it was a perfect time to film in Vegas because I went during when it was quarantine and it literally was empty.
Oh, dang,
the only people that were there were like the homeless people that were begging, and like they could blend right into the film if they wandered on there, But like,
would you be an extra?
Yeah, maybe. All right. But there was a vast emptiness to Vegas, and like that was the perfect time that if anybody wanted to film a film in Vegas, that was like the perfect time. It was empty. So, it was awesome.
I love how, and we're going back to Zack again, giving him high praise and everything. I love how, this was a really good story. I feel like this was like point A to point B. That's it. Here's a beginning, middle, and end. I didn't feel like it was like shifting or anything. It just felt so well directed. And if these are the movies that we're going to get from Zack Snyder, I'm all in, guys. I am all in. It's just, it's hard when it comes to creative studios and all that stuff. And we see that this is a fun fact that, hey, Justice League was a fact, but this shows even more of a fact that he's not done. He made DC movies, but he's not done making movies in general, because it's really gonna shape the film, his film biography, really, because he's gonna make those films great, different projects. And I love how this is his original project here, and I love that because it shows how original movies could still make good amount of money. And this actually screened in theaters, guys, last week. So people that went to go see it in theaters, even here in San Antonio, they got to see it in theaters last week. The same time we saw it, and then it comes on Netflix this coming Friday. So I'm real excited about that. Hopefully it gets nominated for something in the Oscars, maybe for cinematography, depending what comes out this year. But I hopefully it gets nominated for something, either that or the Golden Globes.
I think production design was really well done.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, I know that's not like the flashiest like Oscar, but I think from
at least nominated.
From that standpoint, even a nomination, maybe consider it. I think also, like, I told my friends, like, I already told them, like, this is one of my favorite Zack Snyder films, like all together. And
damn.
I think that's reflecting with audiences though, because this is so far in Rotten Tomatoes, this is his second highest Rotten Tomatoes scores. The first one being Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
So this one's right underneath.
Which is another original.
Yeah, another original. I think it was a really great job from Zack. It's for any people that were doubting whether he could still make movies. Of course, like he can make movies.
And it just sucks because this is one of those movies that we can't buy. Like, we're gonna have to it's gonna be on Netflix.
You may never know. Just wait it out.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, the Zack Snyder cut's gonna come out in DVD too. So hey.
Yeah.
We also said that Netflix movies would never be in the movie theaters, and here we are.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean, if they sell this movie in a steelbook, I will probably buy this 100% for sure. I'll buy this. And again, we also the cast in there too. I mean, let's not forget the huge cast in here. It wasn't just Bautista alone, but we got Omari Hardwick in here. We got we got Juice from Sons of Anarchy, Theo Rossi. We see all these characters correspond with each other. And it's pretty good because we get a lot of different kind of medium actors here and actresses here. Not too big of a name as him, besides certain other individuals. But we got to see actually
Don't say minor cast, bro. Don't say minor cast. There was a lot of good actors and actresses in here, man. I mean, Omari Hardwick himself he's known as Ghost. Yeah, from 50 Cent's show. I mean, come on, man. It's like just him alone is like, goddamn, like that's a great actor to have. Like on a zombie cast,
He was cool. Yeah.
I liked the helicopter pilot. I think it was the lady. She was funny. I liked her a lot.
I think she does stand up.
Yeah, so she does a lot of comedy. She was in that film Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
Yeah, she's actually in Star Trek Discovery. She's actually in Bob's Burgers. So yeah, she's not. she's not a shy away from Hollywood and all that stuff. So she knows, she's been around different projects.
And the one thing that David had like kind of shown or whatever, like made us notice, was what's her name?
The nun.
The nun. She was from the main chick that was like Batista's like love interest was the nun from Nacho Libre. Just like exactly, it's Carnacion, like
man. We just talked about her.
The toast.
We just talked about her being the lead in the new Purge movie too.
So
it's cool to see her. She was really good on this too. Like I really liked her. Good. And I don't know if we were gonna this is not
I was about to okay, go ahead. No, go. Well, I was gonna mention another actor if I can. Go ahead. So let me mention Texas native, guys. Texas native Raul Castillo, which is the Hispanic gentleman from McAllen, Texas, guys. McAllen, Texas, to see Texas get represented here, which was freaking awesome, man. I love that. And I love how he was like the scary, crazy one, always taking pictures. I feel like I would be that guy, just the one that's taking pictures, kill that zombie, and then take a picture after. Boom. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. You like, dude, that was awesome.
I didn't know he was from Texas. He looks a lot like a friend of mine. Like a lot. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Lex?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, now that we covered the cast, and this is we're not talking about spoilers yet or anything like that, but for people that are watching this review and you're either interested or considering watching the movie, just know that Zack Snyder pitched like an entire. This is a franchise to Netflix, and Netflix agreed. So there is 2 prequels confirmed for this.
What?
There is one of them that is going to be a Netflix anime series or animated series. And all the cast is coming back as the voice actors. So it's a prequel, and then in the spoiler section I can cover about what the prequel is gonna be about.
Okay, cool.
And then there's a prequel only on the character, the one that cracked, like the safe cracker, the what's his name? Hold on, I have it right here.
Which was like the
Dieter.
He was the perfect comedic relief. Like
he was funny. Yeah, he was hilarious. I loved him in
the pilot. Yeah, those were the
So the actor's name is Matthias. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, but the actor himself the actor himself is gonna direct that prequel, and so
I'm gonna try Schwoganoff.
Something like that.
I'm gonna try.
So the prequel is gonna be about his character during the zombie apocalypse.
Wow!
But before the movie takes place, so it's still a prequel. So it's exciting. Like that might have been part of the reason why Warner Brothers perhaps passed on it. Right? They hadn't had a good experience with Zack in terms of a franchise, but Zack is going to be. He's not directing the 2 other projects. Like I said, the actor himself is directing his own prequel, and then the animated Zack is going to direct, and he's going to direct 1 episode, and he's going to produce. But it's really exciting that the entire voice cast is coming back because their personalities would really shine through, despite it being an animated series. True. And I think this is a good stuff for everyone that enjoys the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then I want to like add on to that, like. As far as like Zack Snyder picking cast and everything for this movie, like big shout out to him for picking Garrett Dillahunt, which was Martin, which was the kind of like the guy who was the guy that was the head of security.
Oh yes,
so
I remember. I saw him in 12 Years a Slave.
Well, not only that, but he's actually one of the main guys. RIP spoilers. From Fear the Walking Dead, John Dory, which was the gunslinger. So that's when I saw him, I was like, bro, like he was one of my favorites in Fear the Walking Dead. So I was glad to see him in here. Yeah, and everything is like, which makes sense on why they killed him. It was spoilers. In the show, not in the show. It's like, but yeah, that was good. And then it was funny too because like mentioning like prequels and everything like that. Yeah. Like when the movie finished and everything, I was telling Dylan and David and all them, I was like, man, like what a twist that would be if like at the end of the movie, it showed off like the prequel was like Dawn of the Dead or something like that.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
be like
See,
a rowdy twist.
I was waiting for that, but I was all like, wait, there was no connections. I was all like, man.
I know there wouldn't have been, but like, me being a big fan, I'd be like, whoa, like that's crazy. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go into what did you feel like they needed in this movie? Was there anything that you wish they would have had more or anything like that? And more dialogue, more action sequences, more backstory or anything like that? Is there anything that y'all would have wanted?
I have one.
What's up?
So as you guys know, just based on synopsis, like it's a heist movie, right?
Yeah.
During a zombie apocalypse, this owner of a hotel is asking for them to bring back or bring together a team so they can crack the safe, retract some money or retrieve some money. Everyone, I found it very interesting that everyone got like a different cut, right? And for some people, like the cut that they were offered was great, and then some others wanted a bigger cut.
Yeah.
I guess like what would have been interesting to explore as the story progresses, with 2 hours and 30 minutes, I would have liked to see like more of the individual motivations of these people, perhaps like why the money is important to them. Of course, for like the core members, like there was, honestly, Dave Bautista's motivation was the one that was explored the most. But honestly, despite the fact that there was 2 other core members getting the biggest cut, they never really explored their individual motivations behind it. So I think that just would have been a good tool to use for furthering character development and get us more invested into these characters. I think without that, the fact that I was still invested in some of these characters was really cool. Really that would have just taken it to the next level. Because you're risking your life for this money.
For this money, yeah.
So understanding like the context on what you would do with it or like why this is important would have been a good anchor for the whole thing.
For sure, 100%. I agree with you right there, but yeah, I would love more backstory. But again, 2 hours and 36. I mean, I feel like Zack was just like doing that runtime. I don't know. I feel like he was more like, hey, we're just doing this runtime here. Got a little excited here. But yeah, so let's go to, was this the film that we deserved, guys? I'm gonna say yes. Alamo City Movie Talk, yes. Ready to say yes, right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yes, now let's go to ratings, guys. We're gonna start with Dylan, and we're gonna work our way to Justin, Lex, and then I'll be last. Dylan, what are you gonna give this rating? 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. What do you give a rating?
Overall, I gave it an 8.
Okay.
8 out of 10.
Awesome. Justin?
Circle back.
Okay. Lex?
For me, I had a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah.
There was some minor gripes that I can only talk about in the spoiler section.
Which we'll talk about spoilers, guys. We're going to mention spoilers.
For sure, we'll cover it.
Hang in there with us.
But I would say overall, despite that, I think this was still a fun ride for me, and I definitely recommend the movie. So, and it's refreshing because we haven't had a zombie movie in a while. Yeah. Whether it's a comedy, whether it's an action, dramatic, that I recall we haven't in a while. So it was a refreshing take. It was different. I'd give it a 9.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. All right. Rethinking about this film, after Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, and to see him actually really go in a creative side here, and I feel like it really showed us that he was while he was editing or while we were waiting for Justice League, he was working on another movie. It just shows his motivation here, and I'll take my statement back. This is a really good cast. I'm gonna take it back. It's a really good cast in here, and looking back at it, I was just like, man, I would not take anyone out of this cast. Because they all shared their talent in here, and we really see that through their characters and everything. And I love that when films do that, when they bring all these characters together and they actually all work out together. It's very believable, and I love that about this film. It's very believable, and yeah. So I'm gonna give this a rating because of the film, because of how great it shot this film was. The sets and everything. Like Justin's like, wait, I'm gonna have to give this an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. I'm 8.5. Again, the only thing is I wanted more. We got a little political, but I wanted more political side, more government side in here. But again, we probably get that in the prequels and all that stuff. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see that this project's still going to progress after this movie, because I hope it does. I hope it's not one and done. That's all I was waiting for, to see there's going to be a sequel, potential sequel. But we'll talk about that. Justin?
Okay. So shit, man, I love this movie. But I guess there was a couple of things. So first off, I'll name some of the stuff I didn't like. And maybe it's because it's something that we talked about when we were watching the movie. Maybe it was because like when we saw the movie, it said work in progress in the description. But there was a couple of things that were like not good looking as far as like effects and everything like that. You can tell when the green screen was being used. The text in the film was kind of horrible, and Dylan's like mentioned it around, but like the blurriness around like the characters when they were like focusing them on the film, like they were in the green screen.
He used a bit of that what he used in the nightmare sequence, where the background was very highly blurred and the character was not.
Yes.
The edges were not blended; they were rough.
Yeah, so that was like
one of the problems.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
So that was one thing that kind of did bother me a little bit. At least it bothered me more when Dylan pointed it out.
Yeah, of course.
And I was actually talking to a coworker about that today, and he brought up something that I had totally forgot. But the female pilot, the comedian, she was a replacement for that guy, Chris. What was the name? Chris D'Elia?
Yeah.
The Vine actor. So most likely what we saw was him replacing Chris with her. And I think that's where the roughness came from. I don't think he did quite a good enough job selling it. I think we could see where it was replaced. So
which like that whole part and everything like that, or just that whole thing in general, like maybe I need to see that, again later on when it's actually finished, which I probably will. But yeah,
and
that
font was another big one. That font was terrible.
Yeah, the font was another thing. It was it looked like Times, right? The Times New Roman pink.
I hated it.
Yeah,
that part actually. It's funny because I almost forgot. But
I forgot about that.
When I first saw the movie, like during the opening sequence, I was like, I kind of want to mention that in the review, but then I forgot.
I was like, what's that font? Is that Times New Roman? Like,
I hope it was a placeholder, because the logo they've been using on all the promos looks amazing, and the logo was not there in the opening. So
like that neon color and stuff that they've been using. It's dope.
The pink was perfect. It was just the typeface itself was just not there. I don't know what happened.
Right.
But yeah, then to continue on that,
you ready?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. So I will give it the same as you, 8.5.
Okay.
Just because like it's not a 9, because like I feel like I need to watch it again, like to maybe see if like everything that I thought was wrong in the film, like as far as like effects wise, is fixed. And then like I'll give it that high of a rating because like obviously, like I said, like one of my favorite zombie films is Dawn of the Dead. Zack Snyder made Dawn of the Dead, and like the main thing that you, at least as far as like a zombie film kind of guy, is like, can the same director who made a great film make a another, like a sequel or another version of a zombie film, and can it still be as great? I will put a damn good example. I feel like Zombieland 1, great. Zombieland 2 was terrible.
I like Zombieland 2.
Actually, Zombieland 2, I didn't mind. It was okay.
That's a good example, and it's like the same, the same person.
It wasn't. I mean, it's not going to be as great as the first one, of course. Same. Yeah.
But that's like that's the main thing I use for like, can you be a great zombie film director by making one film and then making the second one just as great, if not even somewhere at least close. The guy who directed 28. Though, right? Are they not related? No, but it's just the same director.
I was just making sure, because the one problem I had, and I'm not gonna get too much into this, but the one problem I had with the second Zombieland movie is that like they were trying to replicate the stuff that worked for the first movie, but the movies were like 12 years apart or 10 years apart.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like some of the stuff doesn't transfer over with that time. The fact that these are two separate movies allows for this to have like a different
point of view.
Yeah. But I agree though. Like Zack is a good template that he can do multiple genres at the same time.
Alrighty, guys, let's get right to it. We're gonna talk about spoilers now. Dylan, what was your rating? Let's go to ratings. Mention the ratings real quick. Dylan, what was your rating?
I had given it an 8.
8. Lex?
9.
Justin, you were at 8.5 like me, right? So we're 8.5s here. Okay, all right. Let's get right to it, guys. We're gonna mention spoilers now. Spoilers. Let's get into the juicy stuff. Let's skip all the way to the end. And I was getting we'll mention a few things here. We did get a little political here. We saw the quarantine zones here. We saw more government stuff in here. We saw a nuclear bomb was going to happen. We saw quarantine zones, their rights because of people that were around the infected. We saw a lot of stuff that we could relate to today. That's what's freaking crazy. Like, I felt like Zack really hit the note on that one when it comes down to stuff like that. And
also, like, the quarantine zones were also camps for immigrants as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think that those are very relevant themes.
Very relevant.
I think they were approached in a good way where they were relevant enough as far as like the conflicts that were inside of the movie without it being the subject of the movie. So
political.
Yeah, like it was a good area to explore.
I loved it.
You know, a lot of the characters. Yeah, the characters that had motivation, partly the motivation was, you know, to make a better life and make sure that there's opportunity for people that are in this situation that they're not receiving support from the government in this situation where the government's also trying to deal with a zombie apocalypse, which by the way, for people, you know, that now that we can talk in spoilers, it's contained to just Las Vegas, which I think is interesting because it showed the government urgency to like, let's contain this before it, you know. I feel like other zombie movies always skip from like it started here and the world is zombie. Like they just do that skip.
They built a wall around it.
Yeah,
hey, Trump got his way, man. Trump got his way on this one.
It's just a more realistic approach. Well,
yeah,
I mean, infection can spread all over the. Exactly. I mean, we've seen that with. I mean,
we're living it. We're living through it. Yeah.
But I think it was just real interesting that it's most zombie movies. Once again, it's either all or nothing. So I found it interesting that they managed to contain it.
Yes.
But then it brings these elements of like, okay, you contain it. What the fuck do you do with the city? Right.
Exactly.
So I really like that aspect. I think it was quite unique. And, you know, outside of that containment area, like people were living normal lives, like working 9 to 5.
It definitely seemed like the country kept going. Like
exactly. Yeah. The country was just like, oh, it's another day.
I feel like that's how it would go down. But
that's how it went down. I'm just kidding.
As we move forward through the spoiler talk, one thing I wanted to mention, which was really cool, was at the beginning of the movie. I don't know if y'all caught that because I had to rewind to make sure I saw what I saw. But knowing that at the beginning of the movie, the package or the container that has the very first original zombie, they're coming from Area 51. And if you guys didn't see at the beginning of the movie, there were 2 UFOs in the background, and then they flew into the sky.
What the heck?
As they were
I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I gotta rewatch it. Yeah,
it's in the very first scene when they're opening. I mean, the gate. Look at the sky. There's two lights, and then they fly super quick into the air.
What?
And the thing that's interesting is that was the shot as they were extracting the first zombie, which leads me to believe that the zombie origin has something to do with alien life.
Okay, yeah.
And Zack Snyder.
Interesting.
This is not confirmed, but he did confirm the Area 51 thing. Obviously, I mean they mentioned it in the movie. He did say the prequel was going to explore
all that stuff,
how the zombie stuff started.
See, and I thought our government made it. That's what that's what I was thinking too. I was like, our government made it because they kept saying the package. We don't know what's in the package. It's just a package.
And I just felt like they used Area 51 because that's where they do all their dirty work. You know?
I felt like they were trying to use zombies as a military weapon. Like they were trying to create these soldiers or these people that are like, you know, creating these zombies so that way they could just, instead of saying real people, they'll just send in these zombies. And because super strength, very intelligent, because we had smart zombies in here, which was very different in this film. And we got to see a tiger zombie in here too. I thought was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Which I will make a note on that, because Dylan did ask, about that, or was it you, or was it David? Yeah, so it was David that asked about that. Like, it's is that like just a random tiger? Which I want to point out, like that was probably one of the wrong things in the film that I pointed out, because me being a person who's gone to Vegas several times, they no longer have
I was gonna ask
the tigers in the shows for in Bally's. That's where the hotel was. So that was like one of the wrong things.
But it's really
in there.
cool, okay?
Yeah, there's just no no longer a tiger. So it was like, oh, that doesn't make sense on how a tiger would actually be there. It was a fight. But okay.
The Tiger King got him already. That's probably why.
It came from Carol Baskin.
Baskin, she took it. She took it. She fought for the rights.
Well, that was actually hers. Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, and if the zombie did have some sort of alien origin, I mean, it explains why
it explains a lot.
Be so strong and smart and have a hierarchy and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I love how we got that gist of it at the beginning of this film, how they said, no, this isn't their quarantine area. This is their kingdom. And we saw that. Yeah, we saw that. Like, hey, they could, because I was like, wait, what did they do to keep them in there? They just made high things. They could just jump up. They could just climb on each other and go up like World War Z or some shit, And then I was just trying to think. I was like, what's keeping them there? And then when we actually go in the actual quarantine zone in Las Vegas, we see that they actually want to be there. They're creating life. And we saw something very different too. We saw a family of like a natural born zombie out of regular nature. It seems like regular sex, which is kind of weird. Very different. Have y'all seen anything like that in zombie movies?
Not really right? Not really zombie movies, but like
zombie babies,
No, well, I mean, kind of similar to like that type of like zombie type love or whatever. I Am Legend. Like, that was kind of something as close, like,
the couple, right?
That's the only thing I can think about.
I've seen zombie babies in the sense of a human that's pregnant gets bit and
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. Well, I think there's another, unless it was not a zombie, it might have been a demon. But anyways, just like those effects. But this was straight up two zombies.
DMX.
The queen was dope.
Dude, that queen was good.
I actually got mad when she got fucking decapitated.
Yeah,
I was like, she was cool, and then she was pregnant, and then they well, and that's why, like, I think even the kid, even though it was dead, he pulled it out of her stomach, and some of the zombies as well, they had like blue hues around their eyes, and then the baby had like veins, and they were shining blue. Like, once again, it's all the alien stuff, and that, I think that's cool.
We were thinking that the blue represents the alphas as opposed to like the normals.
Compared to
like the ones who had the blue eyes were most likely the alphas.
The alphas. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. Still holds true. I'm excited though.
Yeah, I was very sad to see Raul Castillo really die in there. I was just like, man, what the heck? Like, I thought he was gonna survive. And then when I go back, I'm all like, man, the only two Hispanic people, they didn't have him on the freaking poster. I was like, man, what the heck? What the heck? I was all like, dude. And then if you look at this poster, I'm all like, I was talking to my wife, and I was like, man, he probably dies. And then we freaking watching. He's like, oh, he dies.
I mean,
I was like, come on.
Everyone died.
Yeah,
I know, but why is he in the poster? Why is he in the poster? I mean, I didn't care about. It's funny because Angela's like, oh, I like Juice. I don't want him to be bad, but like, I mean,
he's an asshole in almost
everything. He was also
Yeah.
not in any of the promos.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I didn't even know he was in this movie until I saw him in there.
I knew he was because I saw his name, but
okay.
I never once saw.
No, but see, Juice wasn't an asshole in Sons of Anarchy. He was
towards the end. Come on,
later in the seasons. Yeah,
I haven't seen that, but I know
later.
In
but
movies,
beginning, no.
In movies, he usually plays an asshole.
Yeah, true. I'll agree with you on that. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm so excited for moviegoers to really watch this, and I'm excited to see everyone's reactions on here. If you stuck with us this long, put in the comments down below how much you love this movie, or just talk trash to us. Tell us why you hated this movie. You know, maybe you really hated this film.
Well, one thing I didn't like,
honest.
I didn't like the ending.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna talk about the ending right now. Let's talk about that real quick. So, it's survived, which is kind of funny because me and Angela were all like, me and my wife were like, wait, he got bit, and I was like, I could have sworn he got bit by the king or whatever, the head zombie. And then my wife's like, no, he did it. And then when he started reacting weird, but it didn't make sense to me because like they all acted. Remember, whenever someone got bit in this film, zombie terminology, whenever they got bit, it was fast. It was like 5 minutes, not even that, and they would instantly turn. Like and then this one was just like didn't make any freaking sense.
Yeah, it didn't.
It didn't make sense. I was
there was a few things like at the end. It's when I was like, oh come on, like like first of all, I didn't like that pretty much everyone died, but then Bautista. I knew when they threw him in the safe, I was like, that safe can probably withstand a nuke. But I was like, I hope they don't do that though, because the radiation would fucking kill you if you exit that.
That's what we said. We said he would have been dead as soon as he came out.
Exactly.
And he was able to walk through like all
nothing,
book a flight and then start a flight to Mexico. Like that would have taken days, and he doesn't get transformed like that.
That was weird.
Like, I get it. It's kind of like, oh, and then it goes to Mexico City. I get it, but if the plan from the get-go was that the only two other projects attached to this franchise are prequels, do you really need that? Like, do you really need to set that like follow-up thing? Like, once again, like it leaves room for a sequel maybe, but they could have done it differently. They could have, I don't think he needed to survive, and if he did, like I think it would have needed to be more realistic.
Exactly.
Like, he comes out and he's already a zombie, maybe.
Yes, I think that would have been better. That would have been better. Or like
he's a zombie.
Right when he comes out, right when he comes out and smells that radiation, I would have believed it way more. And then his veins would have been all purple, whatever. Then it just went and started.
Yeah.
It started. I think that would have been just as good. I think Zack failed on that. Where like I wanted him to really capitalize on seeing the transformation of the zombie. That would have been good to see, like real close up of exactly the CGI and all that good stuff, all the good effects that he's good at. I feel like I really wanted to see that strong suit in that transformation to a zombie, because they always real quick. They were, or they died. It's just a lot of gruesome deaths in here, man. Like a girl's neck got
that was
twisted. That was insane. Dude, you saw, her fucking jaw. Remember the other guy's jaw got fucking ripped out. Like, dude, that was crazy, man.
And
like
then
that.
The remnant scene with the cat Valentine, that was cool. I thought that was really cool.
That was awesome. Yeah. We didn't get to see the Dieter die. Do we get to see Dieter die? We just see him disappear. Remember, he closes a safe. The funny guy, the German.
Yeah, he closes the safe, and
we don't see him die, right? We don't see him.
I mean, he died. It was a nuke.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Never know.
I mean, he's getting a prequel, but like a prequel, not a sequel.
Yeah. Hey, but it'll be good to see him back as that character because he was really good in it. Yeah. I want to say that. But
I mean, if they make a prequel with him of like doing heists, like I'm in. Like that would be cool.
Yeah, I want a sequel though. I do. I'm not gonna lie. But again, it's gonna be like, wait, the sequel's only
Mexico
gonna be.
City would be cool. Mexico City.
They should do another sequel, but have another crew. Have The Rock in. Get The Rock in here. Come on. Get Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Terrible.
Get him in there. Get Paul Rudd in there.
You know who we need?
Paul Rudd. Get just
you want
Henry
a wrestler?
Henry Cavill. Get Henry Cavill.
We need my man Stone Cold.
Oh, dude, no. We have a better shot
in smashing zombies.
Oh my
That's what I want to see.
What is he gonna do? The stutter? He's gonna stutter them. They're gonna bite him while he's stuttering.
Hell yeah!
Oh man, you are too much.
Chopper just drinking the broken skull.
Oh my god!
I had one beer. Two beers.
You are too much, man. All right, guys. Well, Alamo City Movie Talk does recommend this movie, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching us, sticking us. Any final thoughts, Dylan, Justin, Lex? Any final thoughts, guys?
Definitely give this one a shot. It deserves at least a chance.
Yep.
For sure.
I want a Zack Snyder alien movie.
Oh, that'll be good. A Zack Snyder space movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Co-director Michael Bay, so it could be in slow motion explosions.
Then you gotta get a model in there. Then
Yep.
model. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, I'm your host Ryan D. Ryan680.
And this is Lex. Goodbye, everyone.
I'm Justin at Dosester.
I'm Dylan Ethan 01.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Check y'all later. Peace. All right, cool.